Hello everyone, welcome to the Malaysian Grand Prix. So it is then round 16 of my ultimate career mode in my Mana Mercedes car. And well, we somehow managed to be in, I don't know about title contention, but we're certainly hunting down the title leaders. And well, we'll see if we can have a good result here in Malaysia. It's not a track I've always enjoyed, it's not a track that's always suited me. You can see the layout just here. The final sector is okay for me, just because it's long straights and big braking zones and traction zones. That's where I excel at. But just something about it, I just don't seem to get along with it. I think it's just because it's quite flowing, and I don't tend to get along that well with flowing tracks. But anyway, we'll hope for a good result. We do need to try and get lots of wins if we're going to have anywhere near the championship by the end of the season. So here it is then. So we're currently in 6th. Currently 47 points back. That's from Lewis Hamilton, who's now only got the 3rd fastest car when we've got the 5th fastest car. And Daniel Ricciardo, who has got by far the fastest car, only 5 points back. So I'd say Ricciardo is probably our biggest rival at the minute. Hamilton is still definitely a rival, but I think certainly we should be looking for more for Ricciardo at the minute. So there we go then. And I had no upgrades at all being applied for this race, and I've got no upgrades at all being applied for the next race. But you can see in the top right there, I've got 1,000 resource points. So I'm very, very close, and I believe I'm going to be doing the engine power upgrade. That's why I've highlighted it there. I'll be doing that for the next race, but nothing at all for this race or the next race, unfortunately. So somewhat standing still. Just on the right side, that confirmation that I am indeed the 5th fastest car. Now, quali then take a nice sweeping line into the... I always struggle with that as well, to try and start a nice quali lap. You see the sun's very much in our eyes for qualifying here in Malaysia, very late in the day, as usually start the race quite late for European time zone purposes. And you see it's not actually my final lap. I think I managed to improve my final lap. It's actually my 2nd lap. I've done a 36 there at the minute, which is good enough for P10, and just ahead of my teammates, so I need to try and improve that quite a lot. And the 1st lap I tend to just get a solid lap in. 2nd lap I tend to push it a bit more. 3rd lap I tend to go gung-ho, which is why my 3rd lap tends to be the best lap, but not in this case. 2nd lap is going to be the best we're getting, but we are purple, fastest of anyone 1st sector, so that's a solid 1st sector. 400s of my previous, and now we're a 10th and a half up, so I had a solid last corner. And this corner here, very tricky. You've got to guess the blind turning point. There we go, pretty much got that. You can be on the curve a lot more than that, though. That was pretty good, though, and that's why we're over 3 tenths up. Then we get a lot of time, almost 4 tenths up coming to this corner. And just way too tight. That's going to compromise on the exit, is it? It is a little bit, yep. You can see the time going down the right-hand side there, but still gained through the corner overall. We're over 5 tenths up, though, coming into the very tight corner, taking a nice apex there, trying to get an exit. That was nice. Really tricky there with the bumps. And just about 6 tenths up now. And again, really hard to spot your braking zone here. There's no braking boards or anything. It's a blind turn-in, blind braking zone. And I managed to navigate that one pretty well with 6 tenths up now. It's a pretty solid result at the minute, or solid improvement at the minute, taking a bit too much curb there. But it hasn't really cost me anything. It's very tricky again to brake for this one. As it's all turning over and very wide. Completely missed my apex. Take a nice sweeping line for that one, though. And actually, it's gained me a bit of time on my previous lap, but there's certainly some time to be made up there if I was able to improve my next lap, which, as we know, I wasn't able to. But over 7 tenths up now, then coming to the final corner. Just needed a good final corner. That's it. A little bit of a lock up, but we still managed to absolutely nail our apex. All we need now is a good exit, which we got. Really nice exit there. That's going to put us over 7 tenths up then on our previous best lap, which puts us P5 then in a minute. But of course, more people put the laps in, so we end up P7. So that's still pretty solid, though. About a second off Kimi Raikkonen actually puts on pole. And Max Verstappen is in P3, but he does get a penalty, so it was vital we managed to improve there, because we've now gained another position. We'll be starting P6, and our teammate down in P11, so not a great quali for him. And shows just our car just isn't enjoying these conditions. My teammate was 1.7 off. I was 8 tenths up on my teammate, so you can see the car just really isn't. Our car really isn't enjoying this track. And so here's the strategy then. And for some reason, I think the hard tyre is a mandatory tyre. So usually I'd go soft and medium, but I couldn't. So I'm going to have to go soft and hard. Pit on about lap 4. You can go into the end on hard tyres. Both about 50% tyre wear when we pit. So on the grid then, as I said, starting P6 with Verstappen's penalty there. 4 lights, 5 lights, clutch in, revs up. Clutch out and away we go. Quite a long wait there, but we get a pretty solid start. Vettel gets quite a bad start. That compromises Hamilton as well on the right hand side. We could gain a couple of positions here. Going to try and get some slipstream for off Nico Rosberg. And it looks like we're going to be just about ahead. Yes, we squeezed them over. We just managed to get ahead. If you think about dive on the inside there, I think better of that. Oh, bit of oversteer as on the downshift there. That pushed us a little bit wide. We're going to try and squeeze Rosberg out really wide now. We're actually up into P2. Oh, unfortunately, we went very deep there, though. We might have had a pretty... I think we probably would have got P1, to be honest. If we were able to take our apex there. We could have got P1 and then... But it had some slipstream, probably been up the inside of Raikkonen into the next corner, but just wasn't able to get that. I was more concerned about my defending my P2. I think if I'd have taken my apex, I would have got either hit or perhaps would have got re-overtaken. So I didn't want either of those things to happen. So I decided to play the percentages and just take P2 from P6 on the grid. That's 4 positions off the start. I'll certainly take that, which is to try and push on now. See if we can somehow stick with Kimi Raikkonen. But as he's on pole, he's probably got the fastest package around this track. And interestingly as well, because Red Bull are the fastest car, but Ferrari are the second fastest car. I think Red Bull are a good chunk ahead, so Quite interesting how Raikkonen's managed to be on pole here. And see that, just I don't like that corner. You just kind of have to be so patient with the throttle. You're just kind of bouncing through the corner, waiting for the car to straighten out before you can get on the power. It's quite a strange little corner. And yeah, again, it's just not something to get along with particularly well. A bit of a lift here in the beginning of this race. Only 25% race, of course. I do run 50% races from next year, any of you wondering, next season. And so you will look forward to that. But this season, at least, I'm going to stick with 25% races. And you see they managed to keep Hamilton just behind. Well, actually, Hamilton, amazingly, he was back in P5. He started one place ahead of us and got held up by Vettel. So he's had a solid start there to be up to P3. But looks like I've got reasonable pace. Kimi Raikkonen's not marching away from me. How far ahead is he of me? 1.8. So he's probably about a second lap quicker than me, which is about the same as in quali. And Hamilton just closing me down slowly there, but not able to make massive impressions. And that's why now skip it to lap 3. The first lap of DRS, you see I've run a little bit deep there. She's trying to get a good exit now, which I managed to do nicely. Going to Rich, trying to avoid their slipstream. I really do need it on this track. Now, most tracks recently haven't been needed to do that, but this track I really do need to, particularly against Lewis Hamilton here. Max Verstappen's having a look at the inside as well. Don't forget Lewis Hamilton's the current championship leader. Run very deep there, though. Very, very deep. Completely west apex. Hamilton's going to look at the inside. They squeeze us right out. Bit of contact there, but wasn't too bad, and we get a better exit luckily, but he has got DRS, and he's still falling back. Now he'll be quicker than us, and oh, it actually ends up on our inside. I tried to squeeze them both to the outside, but he ends up the inside, so we're going to need to brake very late here. They both brake later than me. Going to try and squeeze, is it Verstappen on the outside? Managed to do that successfully. Going to try and run it on the outside of Lewis Hamilton on the inside for the next turn, then bit of a lock up the inside tyre, trying to squeeze him out there, but no, I have to give him room. He's still well alongside me, and actually he has backed out of it there. And so we just managed to keep that position. I wanted to squeeze him onto the grass there, but I knew that he was too far alongside me. So if I did that, I would have ended up spinning onto the grass, which is not what I wanted. So I had to leave him room at the last second. But we managed to defend our position just about. And that was seriously tight. So we are going to need to be really careful. And Kimi Raikkonen now, he's all but won the race unless he has some sort of car failure. He is a good few seconds up the road. And I wouldn't have thought, even if the guys behind me overtake me now, I wouldn't have thought they'll catch him because he is a good 3, 4, 5 seconds up the road, which is quite a big chunk on lap 4. So I'd imagine that he's pretty much checked out now, particularly if we can stay over another couple of laps and hold the guys behind us up. And we'll all be going slow, of course, because we're battling. Missed my apex again there, just braking a bit deep. That's just because I'm under quite heavy pressure. Lots of oversteer on the exit there. I'm under quite heavy pressure. I'm just really trying to eke every 10th I can out. I just want to try and maximise the gap because I knew how close it was last lap. So I'm just trying to maximise everything I can on the infield section, so I've got a good chance in the very long back straight and start-finish straight. See if I can hit my apex this time. I can indeed. Very strange on that one because it's so off camber. Very strange corner. And I've got a bit of a better gap this time. That's much better. I'm just going to avoid the slipstream there. Just doing everything again. I don't really like doing this, but it's one of those things. It is a game, and you know, I'm doing everything I can to try and win. And looks like I pit this lap. Then I completely missed that in commentary, but it looks like I do pit this lap. And see if we can get all slow down for the pit line. Brake very late actually, but locked both tyres. We actually managed to get slowed down to about 40 miles an hour, but that was a bit tight. And again, just pushing everything I can because I know they're so close behind me and everyone's pitting. They might jump me in the pits, so I'm further down the pit lane. So we've got to hope that they don't. Are they going to jump me? Lewis Hamilton looks like he's had a reasonable stop, but he might have been held up there. And we need a good pit stop by the man crew here. Do we get it? Do we get it? Come on, we need to release. Yes, we do. 2.8 seconds. So and we actually gained some time on Hamilton behind. And we haven't got hard tyres, but not everyone pit. Look at the mini-map. You've got Kimi Raikkonen out in the front. And then you've got 3 cars all bunched up just behind him. So they are not probably Rosberg, probably Ricardo. It would be all the people behind me, teammates, I'd have thought. So I'm really saying I'll push. My tyres were solidly worn, but I've gone from soft tyres to hard tyres. I've completely missed the medium tyre. So I'm going to need to push hard now. Really need to push hard on Saturday. Let me see me even going rich there for the short run to the 4th corner there. Just trying to eke everything I can. Every 10th is going to absolutely matter. They're on very worn tyres, but they're on 2-step softer tyres. And they are, of course, got faster cars than me, and they've been released. They're not been held up by me and not having to defend or attack me, rather. So, again, just need to push. Every single 10th really does count on this outlap. Really solid outlap. Decided to stay on standard there. Got 1.5 laps of fuel, so plenty of fuel. Don't worry about it too much. Little lock of the tyre there, going a little bit deep. Just pushing that hard. Have a good solid exit, though. These tyres are certainly feeling a bit better. I think probably these tyres are a little bit faster than my soft tyres, but, of course, they've got that probably about a second a lap in hand with their car as well. Nice sort of oversteer there. We're on about half lock to stop that one and bouncing on the curb. Pushed me very wide, but I'm not sure if I stayed flat there, but still pretty good corner overall. Just got one more corner really to go before the very long straight. There we go. And got one more corner now to go. There's my teammate. He's in the pits. They're already in the pits. Someone's already in their pit box. Is that a Mercedes? Does he get held up in the pits? No, he doesn't. So I presume that was a Mercedes of Nico Rosberg. Or was it a Red Bull? It's one of the leading teams. We didn't get held up at all. So I've had no luck there at all. So I just need a good. It's a pretty solid final corner. That's been a good outlap. It is going to be close there. Look on the map. There is someone exiting the pit lane, so we need some solid... Actually, who is that exiting the pit lane? Was that a lapped car, perhaps? Who we've got here? We've got Max Verstappen. He's on our inside, and we need to squeeze in, but no, couldn't quite manage that. He was well alongside us. Going to try and run around the outside here. I'm not sure who's coming out the pit lane there. Maybe that was a lapped car. Maybe it was. I'm not too sure. We'll find out in a minute. But he managed to go on the outside of Max Verstappen there, as he was a little bit cautious on the pit exit with his brand new cold tyres. So we've managed to somehow skid it on the outside of Max Verstappen there. And don't forget, Ricciardo, we're already ahead of Verstappen in the standings, somewhat amazingly, despite having the same car as Ricciardo. But Ricciardo is actually quite a lot, well, he's only 5 points back from Hamilton. He's quite a way up on us, and he's got the faster car. So at the minute, Ricciardo's behind us, and Verstappen is ahead of Ricciardo. So if Verstappen could start beating Ricciardo, that is going to help us no end. So we wanted to be cheering on Verstappen here. And of course, Rosberg as well. We want to be cheering on Rosberg because, again, Hamilton is the current leader. He's the main contender. So if their teammates could be beating them in the same car, that'd be great for me. Just taking points off each other. And I think there must have been a back marker at pit there because he was just too far ahead. I'm not too sure who was exiting. Maybe they had a problem on the start or something. I'm not too sure who was exiting the pits there. But anyway, we got Esteban Gutierrez up ahead. And we need to try and catch him quite quickly. I don't think we're quite going to get DRS, unfortunately. Just managed to get also down, finally hit my apex. I just always struggle so much on that corner, more so on this game than I did in F1 2013 for some reason. But it looks like Verstappen's got really solid pace. He's all over us, but he has got slower straight line speed than the Mercedes. So even with the DRS, he's not quite going to be able to do that. Try and get it all slowed down yet. And we need to make sure we get it slowed down nice and early because of what happens with Hamilton. And I'm not afraid to stick out the inside. So got some more cars in the pits here. They will be probably back markers. Yet they're not going to challenge us at all. So we need to worry about them. That's going to give us lots of positions. We're up to P6 now. And we've got Gutierrez up ahead, like I said. So now, this is all about traffic, because we have got Verstappen all over us. He's certainly faster than us. He might be able to overtake us. We need some solid defending. But if we can get past Gutierrez very quickly, we're going to Rich now. We're going to try it now. We're going to try and get some slipstream. We need to get past him quickly so that he then holds up Verstappen, which is going to help us. No, we're going to try and do up the inside here. Are we? No, just too far back. We are very close. He's very slow here. We're going to try the undercut here, try and get a good exit. We managed to do well alongside him. He squeezed us right to the grass. Just about left a car's width for us there. We're trying on the outside, and we have got a better car, better tyres, and it gives us the inside line for the next corner. That's nice and easy. But, well, it was easy in the end. It was very difficult to go on the outside. Somewhat underselling myself there. But yeah, so we got past him nicely, and I stayed ahead of Verstappen, so that's key. And he did also slow when he defended from us there, so that's helped us a lot. And next up then, skip a couple of laps. And you see Nico Rosberg behind us now, so they managed to get past Gutierrez. We've now got Kvyat up ahead, so once again, same thing. We need to get past him as quickly as possible before Rosberg gets too close to us. We've got nice sort of DRS now, and lots of slipstream. That's going to be helping our straight line speed again. Just nice solid overtake, that's all we need here. And we've gone a little bit deep there. I didn't account for the extra speed with DRS and slipstream. And actually his pit, which is, well, it's not great for us. It means that we did get some DRS, but it means he's not going to hold up Rosberg at all. And we've got a couple of cars up ahead though. Romain Grosjean, Gutierrez's teammate. So we're a lot closer to him than we were Gutierrez though, so we might be able to overtake him into turn 4. And hopefully get signs as well before the end of the lap, just so they can both be holding up the back markers nicely, or not the back markers, my challengers nicely. I think Grosjean, yeah, I'm not even going to go to Rich. Looks like I'm going to be a nice easy overtake here, a nice sort of slipstream from Romain Grosjean. And there it is then, nice easy overtake. I think if I can get my braking done effectively, which I've done nicely. So, overtaking Grosjean, hopefully he now goes back and holds up Nico Rosberg and co. And look at the trainer mini-map. And Carlos Sainz, I think, to be honest, I don't want to catch him now till the DRS zone, because if I overtake him, he's not going to be holding him up at all. There's too much of a gap. So I want to try and just get to him just to get to the DRS zone, so I can get a nice little DRS and slipstream. I don't want to catch him early. I don't think I'm going to actually. He's got some solid pace actually, Carlos Sainz. I'm not catching him as much as I thought I would. I actually might need to push a little bit to make sure I do get DRS, because he's a solid amount ahead of me. That's over there again. The car just seems to slide sideways on the exit of the corner. It's a very strange corner. 1.3 to Carlos Sainz now. So we do need to push. We've only got a couple more corners before the DRS detection point. Look at the minimap. It's the green circles there. And one more corner. We bounce across the curb, just trying to eke everything we can out there to try and get the DRS. We actually exceed track limits. We get a warning there. We don't actually get DRS, rather frustratingly. I've been pretty close to it. Probably like 1.2 seconds, maybe less, 1.1. But I didn't quite manage it. And Nico Rosberg's actually managed to get past Romain Grosjean. So that's he's going to be catching us once again. Does Sainz pit? He does. And who's that? Oh, of course, he's working out the lead. So that gives us P2 back. Carlos Sainz has now pit. Now, it's just a pure race till the end now. It's me versus the cars behind, versus all 4 of them. I think it's 2 Mercedes and 2 Red Bulls. So, got some good fight on my hand, I think. And skip ahead now to lap 12. And we're going over the long straight course. The back straight coming up next. And who is it behind? It's Max Verstappen right behind. He is very close. We're going to Rich. We're going to try and dodge some slipstream. And we want Vettel to be ahead as well, because Vettel, he's not a championship contender at the minute, so they're both currently ahead of both currently ahead of Hamilton and Ricciardo. Actually, Verstappen tried it on the outside there, had to leave him room in the end. Going to try and dive across his front there, which I've just managed to do. That was incredibly tight, and I think I just managed to avoid contact there. But oh, Vettel actually hits us and loses a bit of his wing there. Bit of a strange move by Vettel. We are actually 3 abreast though. We're on the inside. We just went a little bit deep, lock the tyre. Going to try and squeeze them. I run very wide there, or even straightening the wheel, just really making sure of that move, being quite aggressive. This is vital now for our championship hopes. We need to make sure we're staying ahead of these guys. And unfortunately, Daniel Ricciardo, my main championship rival, has managed to get through both of them there. And so let's go on board with Verstappen here. So he tries it on the outside, and this is what they still alongside with that's there. You see a bit of oversteer there. I've just tried to, oh, look how close that was. Just tried to squeeze in, then realised he was there, and then had to go back to the racing line. And just managed to swap across his front there without damaging anything. And Vettel, let's see what happened with Vettel then. So I was clearly going to defend there, and for some reason he just decided to keep in my wheel trucks there and hit me. A bit of a strange one from him. And see, this is where you just see me just squeezing everyone out. So that's what happened. There goes both of them. Look, both the Mercedes and that's okay. That's I think that's Rosberg. That's not a worry, but Ricciardo is a worry. He's my main championship rival. I've just effectively given him 2 free positions by defending. Anyway, we're on to lap 13 now. And 2 more laps left to go. We are now unedited till the end, uncut till the end rather. So we've got Rosberg behind, who's fair enough. He's not really a championship rival at the minute, but we've got Raikkonen. We've got Raikkonen. Raikkonen's up ahead. Raikkonen's up ahead. We've got Ricciardo back in P4. So all we need now is for Ricciardo not to be right behind us. If Ricciardo's behind us, we're in a bit of trouble, because we need to be putting some distance between us and Ricciardo to keep our championship hopes alive. And there's only a handful of rounds left now. I'm not too sure how many there is left. There's 21 races. This was round 16. So we've got 5 rounds left after this, I believe. Yeah, I think that's right. So this is 6 rounds left. After this, we've got 5 rounds left. So not many races really left. We've got a solid gap, as we saw at the beginning there. So we do need to make sure that we're finishing ahead of our rivals every single race, and ideally winning them. But it looks like the win's off the cards for this. So it's going to break our little win streak. We had 4 in a row there. Break a little win streak, which is a bit unfortunate, but never mind. P2 is still a solid result in an uncompetitive man-out. So I'll certainly take that. And just once again, just defending fairly nicely down that straight there. Rosberg rather is a lot closer to us now though, a lot closer, but again I don't think he's quite going to get there. We're not even really defending from the slipstream now. No, we're not moving out of the slipstream, don't really need to. And although we probably should have, because he's just well along our outside now and does that like Ricciardo through. Let's hope it doesn't. I do have to squeeze him out just to make sure he doesn't run around my outside and end up on the inside for the next turn. And that's compromising me for the next turn though. Is someone going to be all over me? Oh, it is Ricciardo. Ricciardo did get through then, unfortunately. And well, he's not going to be close enough to me to make a move into the next corner. But it is my championship rival right behind me, unfortunately. Now, this is now critical, because if Ricciardo finishes ahead of me, I'm going to lose points effectively in the championship standings, in the title stakes, which is not what I need. I need to be gaining points every single race. Now, I might only be gaining 3 points on him as it stands, but that's a big difference to losing 3 points. That's a 6-point swing, and that is points I cannot afford to lose. Not when this car is uncompetitive, and it's so critical for the end of the season. So it's Ricciardo just behind him. Actually, have to defend there. He has some good exit out of that last corner. He's going to try from the outside here. Very late braking. Bit of a lockup from Ricciardo. We just squeeze him right to the exit though. We can't allow him through again. This is critical. This is absolutely critical. We cannot let Ricciardo through. Our tyres are quite worn. We have got Rich to the end comfortably now. We've got over a lap spare of fuel. And look how close they are behind. And it looks like Ricciardo is probably going to finish P3 right behind us, unfortunately. But again, I don't really mind about that too much anymore. All I'm worried about now is finishing ahead of him. That's an awful corner there. Really, really bad. Just about managed to get my apex, but I was just trying to straight on the exit, and that compromised my entry heavily. But looks like it might just be enough to stay ahead of him down the next straight. Will he have a good enough exit to get me before the finish line? I'm not sure if he will or not. We're just defending as much as we can. All we need to do now is hit our apex. Just went a little bit deep there. Missed our apex in the final turn of the race. But I think we've got a good enough exit. Yes, we have. To take P2 then. It's not a win. Don't carry our win streak of 4 wins. We do lose that, but it's a P2, which is a solid result, and it's a 5th podium in a row. And I will certainly take that. Ricciardo gets straight ahead of us, and as does the Mercedes there as we finish the race. And it means we get to see ourselves on the podium, and for once, not in first. It's the first time I've finished second this season. I've had a third, I've had 4 wins, and this is my first second place. So, yes, it's just to see me in second there. Just applauding Raikkonen, and just, yeah, fair enough. Just completely cleared away at the front, didn't he? Just shows what their sort of pace when they're not having to try and attack me. And did a pretty good job there defending, though. I'll certainly take that. And I'm just in the background there. And there we go then. So, well, what does that do to our championship hopes? We'll find out in just a minute. Let's have a look at the results first and foremost. So, you see there, 13.5 seconds back. So, yeah, it's an average of about a second a lap or so to Raikkonen, so that's about as expected. Fortunately, Ricciardo does finish third, although where's Hamilton? Hamilton's down in 7th then. He was one of the 5 cars in the end that were attacking me, but actually he finished down in 7th. That's going to help our championship hopes because he was the championship leader. He won't be anymore. Who is the championship leader? It's actually Ricciardo, so I was right in suspecting Ricciardo, but actually Kimi Raikkonen out of nowhere has joined the battle. He's come from 4th up to 2nd and only 2 points back from Ricciardo. So we need to really watch out for both Raikkonen and Ricciardo now. And, well, that's an interesting one. We're now 39 points back, so overall we've gained about 8 points or so on the lead of the championship. So we have gained this race, which is a solid gain. We are now 40 points back with 5 races left, though. So we need 10 rate... I'll try again. We need 10 points per race, as I said in the previous video, around that, maybe a bit less, to the end of the season to do it. So again, we do need wins, really. Realistically, we need some good wins, or we need some bad luck from the title contenders, which I don't think we can bank on. And so constructors, then, we're not as worried about that. We're pretty much cemented in P4 now. We're about 30 points ahead of Williams, but we're consistently outperforming them. And, well, I mean, 150 points back from Red Bull, near enough. So not really going to bother about the constructors anymore, but the Drivers' Championship is certainly on. 5 races left to go. 30... Where's my words gone? I did 20 minutes of commentating, didn't mess up my words once. Now at the end of this video, I've messed up all my words. 39 points back, 5 races left to go. Can we take the title? Let me know in the comments. I thank you for watching. Bye-bye.